But why do taxpayers tend to see tax as a burden rather than a common good, in a manner of speaking? Why?
So the challenge facing a lot of taxpayers is that when you're born and then until the age of 18, that's usually when you have received some kind of services, whether it is healthcare or public education, for example. But also, if you're walking on the roads and the roads have been built by the government or the train system, then these are the benefits that you see.
Yes.
However, by the time somebody turns 18 or 22 or 25 and they enter the job market and then they start paying income taxes specifically, the conversation that begins in their minds on taxation begins when you start paying for it, not when you start receiving services. Now, the moment you start paying for it, you don't always conceptualize that you've received services in the past. And so if you haven't figured that out yet, it immediately feels like a burden. So that's the first step. And then the second step becomes, as you grow older, if you don't see services coming in on a fairly regular basis, whether it is medicine in the clinics and the hospitals, or free services from a doctor, or even going into the education system, and now maybe universities, which are public in many parts of the world, then again, if you don't see that continual access to services, you will assume you're not benefiting. So that's the personal position. But the other position that's very important is that we don't just pay taxes for ourselves. We're supposed to pay taxes so that we help those who are also in need more than we are in need. And so you might go to a private school or go to a private hospital, but you should still put money into the public coffers to help those who cannot afford the same facilities that you can afford as an individual. And so there's both this sort of very selfish and internal reflection on tax, and then there's the external and how do we help community. And the thing is, when it comes to helping community, then everybody has a different opinion on whether they want to help others, how much they want to help others, whether people are deserving or not. And so the moment that conversation starts up, then there's a rejection of the purpose of the tax